The Christmas party season is in full swing. We were all out last night, weren't we?
We were, again.
Yes. It was a lovely night.
It was a lovely, lovely little night out. And
lovely.
then, thank you, but then disaster struck.
Yes.
Hilarious.
It wasn't hilarious at all. It wasn't funny in the slightest.
It was quite funny.
Sherrie and I turned up in the same dress.
Hilarious.
We did.
It wasn't funny. And you know, I said to her,
funny.
don't come anywhere near me. I'm not speaking to you.
But I did offer to go back and change, though, didn't
Yes,
I?
you did. Well,
and
I
everyone
wouldn't-
went, oh, don't be
Did it bother
stupid.
you that much, though?
Well, it bothered her. She wouldn't even talk to me all night.
Every
And
time
she
I saw her, I ran.
She ran away from me. It was awful, but it is awful.
But you both looked individual wearing them. You both were sporting your own
You could
style.
so
But I
tell
just
it
think
was the
it's
same
funny.
dress, but no, it wasn't
Actually, at one point, I was talking to you. I don't know if you noticed, but Sherrie went by and I did that thing of trying to block her with my body.
Actually, somebody said to me, why don't you and Zoe get trays so you could be waitresses?
I won't be wearing that again, I tell you.
It just doesn't... It just makes me laugh if it's happened to me. But there was only once I was in, I think it was Dubai or somewhere, and I had this little top on, thinking I looked really trendy. And this woman came up wearing the same top going, it's like looking in a mirror. She must have been 95 if she was a day.
Now, the front page news today is that British Airways cabin crew have voted to strike from December the 22nd to January the 2nd in a dispute over changes to working conditions, perks and manning levels. Now, this move looks set to ruin the Christmas holiday plans of over 1 million passengers. So clearly, misery is in store for many of us travelling over Christmas. But do you think it's worth travelling at Christmas time anyway?
Yep.
This is my last show before I go away on my holly bops, as we call it.
Holly bop.
Off to Caribbean on a cruise. and to me, it's worth the travelling to get to the sun, because you know I'm not going to bore the nation talking about my bar humbug Christmas, but I've done it for the last 2 years, and I just love being in the sun at Christmas. And people say it's not the same.
Though, that it's all going to get difficult.
Tim says that he's ready next year to have Christmas at home again. We'll probably have a little bit of a fight about that, which is unusual for us, as you know. But I just can't wait.
It's the airports and it's the queuing, and what if they do...
But I love long haul. I don't like flying, and I'm quite a nervous flyer. But I quite like long haul flying, because once it's taken off, you've got your videos, you've got your, you've got your books. Nobody can call you if you've forgotten anything. There's nothing you can do about it. So I quite like that.
See,
and Louis behaves on a long haul flight because he kind of gets that it's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm with you. I'm going on a cruise ship. We're all going on cruise ship. Well, I'm going to sing. I'm going to work. So this is the first time I've actually been away properly for Christmas Day. I've done it, scooted around it a little bit.
What do you mean, a hot Christmas? You
know,
mean sunshine?
Yes, yeah. It's going to feel a bit weird. So there's me and Jakey, and I thought, when I got offered it, I thought, oh, I don't know how I'm going to feel on Christmas Day, might feel a bit weird, not having family. So I'm bringing one of my oldest friends, Tina, and her daughter, Molly, so at least I can feel that I've got friends. At Christmas. But I'm looking forward to it in a weird sort of way, but I'll let you know when I get back.
And if she's your oldest friend, at least you'll be the youngest.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the worst Christmases I ever had, I remember, well, 2 actually. One when I'd fallen out with Ken big time, and I just did ironing. Now, you see, that's going against yourself, isn't it?
That's not right.
Do you know what I mean? I just thought,
was that like therapy?
It was like, I'll teach
you and get the
I'll
iron
the whole Christmas. Now, it doesn't really make sense now, but then I thought I was punishing him. But anyway, that's my land I live in. But the other one was...
World.
Yes, the other one, we lived in Surrey, and it was all nice and sunny, and we decided to go up north to see my brother on the M6, and it got snowier and snowier until it snowed, and we were snowed in a service station on the M6 on Christmas Day.
Oh, you and Keely?
And Keely as well, and I hated Ken so much that day, more than any other day.
Don't tell me you started washing up to get over it.
So we sat in the car, so I just got the Christmas presents out of the boot and gave them at him. And we went, oh! And that's about as much excitement.
I can remember one year, obviously my parents have lived abroad for a really long time, and I can remember it was one of the first years living down in London. So I was going back up to Chester for my then boyfriend's parents. I was spending Christmas with them. And I had my mum's old car, and it was a car I'd learnt to drive in. We'd had it forever and ever and ever. It was a little beaten-up old thing. And I can remember I set off, and literally I had a hot water bottle on my lap, a sleeping bag over my legs. Police, if you're listening now, it was a long time ago. A sleeping bag over my legs. It had no stereo, no heating. So I had to sing all the way up and then pull over at service stations and do that thing and going... Get out, scrape the frost off the inside of the windscreen, say, please, sir, can I have some more hot water bottle for my hot water bottle on my lap, and then carry on. That to me made the decision travelling isn't worth it.
Because I had the very first car that I had was this old Ford Avenger, and Tim always says, you know, that car you had two-tone, blue and rust. He always says, and it was. And anyway, I was doing Jack and the Beanstalk at Bury St Edmunds, and it was the first Christmas I was ever going to spend away from home because I just couldn't get there to get back for Boxing Day. And my friends in Brighton, Leicester and Paul said, why don't you come up with us? Anyway, driving up the motorway, again, no heating, no stereo like this. Pebble, shattered the whole windscreen. Had to pull across 2 lanes. Luckily, there was nothing coming. No mobile, go to the little phone. 2 hours I waited with hypothermia in the back of the car like this. The guy came and mended the windscreen and said, that's £110, and I handed over my whole wages in my little brown envelope. Drove up to my friends, went straight to bed, got down the next day, drove back to do the show. Brakes failed on the way back. Had to drive all the way, pumping the brake like that. Got back, climbed the beanstalk, collapsed with pleurisy and fainted on the floor. That was my Christmas.
You win. You win. I know. OK, time for us to take a break, but still to come, Duncan James and Jimmy Carr will be here. But before that, check out who our singleton Zoe's been smooching today.
It's a dream, boy. Kiss a kiss.